Hello, I'm Tiffany, your guide to inner knowing and expansion through plant medicine. I think that sounds better than with. Anyways, I'm about to start work here in about 15 minutes, so I thought I'd just pop on and do a little daily TikTok. If you've followed any of my content, or if you're new here, I did my real official plant medicine ceremony when I was 38. Was it my 38th birthday? My 39th birthday? No, I can't remember. Time is a social construct that I can't keep up with most days. Anyways, I was going through some really personal stuff. And the first time I couldn't let go, the second time I cried and I just laid there. And I don't even know what I was crying about, but it just felt like the most beautiful experience outside of myself that made me feel connected to something bigger than me. And that bigger than me is the universe, source, knowledge, life, connectedness, beauty. And in that moment, I felt like I had all of the answers without knowing what all of the answers were. It took me the next couple of years, that would have been in 2020, December of 2020. It took me until about, I don't know, October of 2023 to really start making some major changes because change isn't easy. It's not something that happens overnight. I did a ceremony. It didn't have integration or pre-assessment or anything like that. It was with somebody that was trained to give the toad, Bufo, the toad. Um, they were trained and it was great. It was beautiful, but I really did miss the integration piece. Now, the thing is, I may be a therapist, but I've had my own therapist. They change through the years based on what I need. I seek out coaches for different areas of my life at different times. So the idea is all the answers were answered for me, but I didn't have integration to help me integrate it, right? Like to figure out what that meant. And it took me a couple of years, and those couple of years felt kind of rough. Moving through life, figuring out what I needed to do. And so, October of 2023, I got off of social media for 8 months, and I really was like, you know what? I'm going to care for myself. I started doing a morning skincare routine and a nighttime skincare routine, and people will say that is self-care. I think it's just caring for yourself. Self-care is the things that you do to fill your cup. And I guess skincare can be that. But I wasn't in the habit of caring for myself. In depressive states, like showering feels hard. Um, Getting out of bed sometimes, like the idea of caring for myself and actually saying, "Oh, you're worth doing a skincare routine at morning and night," was so out of my zone. And in 2023 to 2024, I really focused in on that. And now it's just so a part of my routine that it isn't self-care. It's just part of my routine. But you have to nurture your body and your mind and your soul. And um, there is a kind person on here. She follows me. I follow her. And we were talking about perimenopause. I'll tag her. I don't know if I can tag her. And she was in the fitness industry, has been for 20 years. And I was talking about, like, yeah, sometimes I get hard on myself because perimenopause weight gain has been a thing. I've always been body neutral. It's like, just be kind with yourself. And so, what worked for me in my 30s hasn't been working for me in my 40s. In my 30s, I was really into lifting weights and I was into, running half marathons. I was really into being strict with how I ate, being strict with my morning routine, meditation, working out, journaling, all of the things. but I never felt connected to it. It always felt like another checkbox. Like this was the thing I had to do to keep my mental health in check. And they're all great things for mental health, don't get me wrong. It was, I didn't feel connected to any of it. I was strict. I had to do this. I went to bed at 9, I got up at 5, and this is how it was. And you're not going to tell me any different. I'm not going to be flexible in my schedule. It was really unhealthy when I look back at how I did it. And so I'm 43. I've been struggling to move my body. As you can tell, I am always sitting at my office desk. I see 6 to 7 clients 5 days a week. So I'm here. Before I see clients, I am sitting here and doing my TikToks. I spend a lot of time on this business, at this chair, at this desk. And I was like, man, my hips hurt. I really just need to start moving my body. And so that's the thing that I'm working on right now is just getting up and walking the dogs more. One's kind of lazy, she doesn't really like it, and the other one has lots of energy and she gets very crazy with other dogs, so it's a lot. So just maybe getting up earlier in the morning to take her for a walk where there's not so many dogs, because we don't have a place to let them run. Um, and I've been reading more again. That's what nurtures my mind. That's what nurtures my soul. I read books on spirituality. I do not identify with any one spiritual practice or anything. I try to journal, but I try to make it helpful in terms of, what am I journaling about? I'll go on Chat GPT and be like, I want some reflective questions. I want some manifesting questions. I want this, I want that. And it gives really great prompts, right? And so integration isn't always these big, grand gestures of what are you doing different. It's small changes in your everyday moment that makes you feel better. And when you're in a place where you feel better, you're more aware of your moment to moment awareness. And it's like if you're and feel better, by feel better, I probably should say you're at a baseline, right? Like nothing, it's not good, it's not bad, this is just where you are. And in that, you can be more aware of your moment to moment emotions, your moment to moment thoughts, and that becomes your guiding force on what needs to change, what feels good, what do you need more of, what do you need to change? What doesn't need to change? All of the things. So, integration with a plant medicine retreat is really identifying what that is and how to make small tweaks in your everyday life and stay motivated to do that. And when you're not motivated, that's okay. It's how do you not be in a place of not being motivated for too long? That was a mouthful. Anyways, random thoughts on a Friday morning before I start work with my therapy clients, who I absolutely love. So, have a good one.